What's going on, people? It's JM, it's speedboxing. Make sure you subscribe to my channel before you click on my videos. It only takes a few seconds to give me a quick sub and it's highly appreciated. Also, comment below in the comment section if you have any opinions on what I'm saying in my videos. So, the fight between former three-time world title challenger George Groves and former WBA super-middleweight champion Fedor Chudinov has been signed. It's a done deal. The fight will be for the vacant WBA super-middleweight championship of the world, and the date and the venue is still yet to be determined, but the fight will be in England, so that is a big advantage for George Groves coming into this fight. I expect the fight to be in London, most probably at the O2. George Groves has made the O2 his place of business for a number of fights, especially in the UK, and I think this is a very winnable fight for George Groves. George Groves has looked well in his last couple of fights. He's looking more of the George Groves of old, the George Groves who fought Carl Froch in the first fight, the George Groves who fought James DeGale. He's looking fantastic with his jab. He's always had an exceptional jab, George Groves. He probably has one of the best jabs in British boxing. It's such a fantastic right jab, right hand, and it's just one of his main weapons in a fight, and he's definitely showing that in his last couple of fights, especially against Martin Murray and Edward Gutenek. His past two fights, he's looked very well, he's looked very dominant, he's been breaking down his opponents a lot more. And one main factor with George Groves, one problem he's always had was his stamina. That was something he always lacked in a fight. But since he's been with Shane McGuigan, it seems to have improved a little bit. It seems to have improved. And he's looking well over 12 rounds now, George Groves. He used to kind of fade in fights. Don't get me wrong, he's still not looking like he's got a superb engine, but it does look better now under Shane McGuigan. And I think the more 12-round fights he gets in, then the better his engine should be and the more experience he'll have over the 12 rounds. But yeah, Chudinov is a good fighter. He's a very awkward Eastern European fighter, high guard, got a very robotic style, and he has reasonable punching power. He's not the most elite boxer out there, Fedor Chudinov. I seen him fight Felix Sturm. I thought he beat Felix Sturm convincingly, but he got robbed in that fight. I seen him fight Frank Buglione and totally outclassed Buglione in my opinion. But Buglione isn't on the same level as a George Groves. George Groves is a better boxer than Frank Buglione by a mile. And I think George Groves has to be a favourite in this fight. I see him being the bigger man in there. Fedor Chudinov isn't the biggest super middleweight, whereas George Groves is a very big super middleweight in my opinion. He may not be as big as Callum Smith or WBO champion Gilberto Ramirez, but he does look very big in there, George Groves, compared to some super middleweights. So I expect this to be a very winnable fight for Groves. I think he could pick up a world title now in his fourth attempt. But I did favour him over Badou Jack when they fought a year and a half ago, and Badou Jack managed to beat George Groves in there, knocked him down early on, but that's when he was with Paddy Fitzgerald, his former trainer, and apparently he wasn't getting the right instructions from Fitzgerald, and that was one of the reasons why he left. He thought that Fitzgerald couldn't take him any further in his career if he wanted to get back to the highest level, but he's with Shane McGuigan now. He's had 3 or 4 fights with McGuigan and he's looked very well, and now it's time to see if he can finally get that world title and finally reach a level where a lot of people thought he should have reached a couple of years back, and maybe he can have the rematch with James DeGale if he can get past Fedor Chudinov, because a unification fight with James DeGale, especially with the rivalry the two men have and the animosity they have between each other, that could definitely be built into a big fight, a big pay-per-view fight, and George Groves will get the chance to defend his world title and possibly win another world title and have a big money fight against James DeGale. So yeah, George Groves and Fedor Chudinov has been made. The date and the venue is set to be announced in the next couple of days, but the fight will be in England. comment below in the comment section.